Tick-tock, don't stop. It's Desk Lady Ada.
Hey, midnight hackers. It's me, Lady Ada, here at my desk. Midnight on a weekend night. We're not at the hot club. We're at the Desk of Lady Ada.
New York's hottest party is the Desk of Lady Ada. We got MOSFETs. We got illegal books from other countries. We got it all.
Yeah, we got some silicone mats. Let's check out this illegal book that we got, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, what do you got? So there's a video playing in the background. This is one of my favorite video channels, Glon, Glon. It's linked up in the comments on the YouTube video. And there's these folks who just can do everything with iPhones. Incredible soldering. Incredible
yeah, it's actually, see this
decapping.
This PCB holder. I actually ordered some samples, so we're gonna stock that too. Because
Yeah.
I was so inspired by this video. I was like, well, what is this guy using to fix iPhones? Because if he's using these tools, they're probably pretty handy tools. So if people saw the Prime tool, I got those. Those are actually going to be in stock really soon.
Okay.
Those little slim priors, and
So
then
what's this book you got?
well, because I was looking.
Do you want to go to the computer or do you want to go to the overhead?
Let's go to the overhead. So, I was looking at these tools, and one of the links I saw from this vendor was well, we have, the prying tool and the UV mask and everything. And they also had this iPhone repair book. The link is gone. Otherwise, I would post the link. But the site went away, which is pretty sweet. I had nothing to do with it. But I guess they probably, well, from what I can tell, this site, CPU668.com, is where they congregate and they generate new AliExpress links constantly. And they get taken down and they just regenerate them. So I guess go to CPU668.com and then if you hang out there in the forums, you'll find it, another one. So this is the iPhone 7 and 7P repair manual. But it also has, I guess, iPhone 4 stuff. And I guess I don't read Chinese really, so it's kind of fun. But it looks like, you basically have different iPhone repair techniques, things that can go wrong with the iPhone. What's the 7P? Oh, it's 7 Plus, right? So there's the 7 Plus and the 5S and the 4S.
I got a 7 Plus.
Yeah, so...
That's a nice camera.
So, yeah, this is kind of neat. It's just this totally, ridiculous book. So it, goes right into, hey, you want to take apart this board. So they tell you, I guess, how to, change the... I don't know exactly what's going on here. But you can clone some chips. They're hey,
I guess we could take a photo and try to use Google Translate. I don't know. Does it do text to?
They didn't have a PDF. Otherwise, I totally would have just purchased a PDF. Because the book isn't that handy, but it is really beautiful photos, and they have some tools as well, what tools they use.
The process in which they do their work is more interesting than the end result, because iPhones and pretty much everything now, it's sealed. It's a black monolith, and the fact that someone did this much work because there's a business, and there's also a very interesting case to be made that at this point, the iPhone is, all versions are kind of everywhere in some way, and they're not open source in terms of the code, but you can go to Shenzhen and build your own iPhone from parts.
Yeah. So, for example, this is I guess this is if the speaker stops working. They're okay, well, this is the chip used in the speaker preamp. The Max 9718, it looks like it's a, it connects to the speaker. Maybe it's differential input, differential output.
I got a question for you, Lady Ada.
Yeah, and then there's just the MIPI input for another speaker.
So that's the lens you look at the world. You're looking at the chip numbers and the names and the schematic. You're not really looking at things the same way other people do.
Well, essentially, there's test points. They're hey, this should have 0.9 volts. This should have 3.7.
Yeah, you totally answered my question without answering. That's
yeah,
cool.
what's that? What's the question?
No, you just answered it.
Yeah, this is how I look at the world. This is how to do fly wires, I guess. If that Wi-Fi breaks, Wi-Fi chips. Well, if you skip ahead. So this is iPhone 4, and then...
Don't tell me the ending.
Yeah, the ending is... So this is the stuff that was happening in the background. This is the BGA chip. You can see a lot of these are bridge connections. power supplies.
Now, what do you think the legality is on the people who make and sell this book? They obviously took another book and like watermarked the top of it, but
well, yeah, there's this watermark, but
it's
the
a
other
trade
thing is,
secrets. Like what is this? Because it's just a book.
Yeah, probably it would probably be a trade secret.
Because I think this is art. I think we're doing art.
This is definitely cool. I'm really glad that I picked one of these up. But the schematics are definitely, it's weird because on one hand, if they drew the schematics from like reverse engineering, it would be considered.
But what if we're doing an art performance right now?
Like public domain, but this is clearly a snapshot from a stolen schematic. So yeah, but it's art. I mean, like,
how do you know it's stolen, Lady Ada?
I can just tell.
Really? How can you tell?
Yeah, because like they didn't draw. I mean, this is from like the official schematic. It's just what it looks like.
So you think there's people at Foxconn that just walk out the door with this stuff and then put it in a book?
I actually think that there are probably contractors in China. Like, so here's the deal. Like, if you have, if you would get a refurbished phone, Apple has to refurbish it. And, like, they don't want to deal with refurbishing it because it's like a liability and they have to have, like, these assets on their books and stuff. So why not contract it out? So, like, they may have a repair book out there somewhere that you sign NDA to get, and it's similar to this, or maybe it has some elements of this. And then this I think was part of that knowledge that, I mean, like, I don't think you could get all this information just from the schematic. I think because there's like an ASIC that has like no documentation. So I think it's like half leaked data and like half people who are paid to repair.
Yeah, on like sites you can just buy iPhone schematics now. I don't know what you're gonna do with it, but you need like an iPhone factory.
Yeah. What's funny is how many exclamations there are. There's like so many exclamations.
Watch out.
Yeah, connections. It's kind of fun. I thought I'd just flip through it.
Yeah. This is what you're gonna read tonight.
I mean, I wish I could. I don't really.
Well, what's interesting is we did pick up
more
certain tools because we saw videos and more of people who take apart iPhones.
Yeah, like now there's just this 998.com. Like there's some other site. I don't know. Yeah, like this is a different. Like this looks like some sort of like pick and place program.
Yeah. Well, when you're done, why don't you show some of Bunny's books too? Because he's the person who made this term's over years, but he made a literal map of the Shenzhen markets.
So this is interesting. So these are these capacitors. These are like what? Like these are like bias capacitors or something. Like there's a capacitive element, and then there's these two ground pads. Kind of weird. LPC 188.1. Yeah, I thought I'd just flip a couple more pages.
I like how everything's important and urgent on every page.
Everything is just like
watch
super
out.
Like red. Watch out.
Watch out.
This is that technique where they scrape away some of the PCB, and then you just get the raw copper. Connectors, like check voltages, and then you do some of the tools, like get your basic current meter. This looks like it's like rusted. Like this is like, oh, if you get this sort of like a oxidation damage. This goes on. It goes on and on and on.
It's an epic. Pulitzer.
I mean, like, it's so cool to see how packed in all these parts are. Like, this is, part of the power supply. That's cool. The PCB has a gold mask of the Apple logo.
I guess, we could probably talk to our friends and more in Shenzhen and ask for all the parts for an iPhone. I guess we could, like, build an iPhone live one night.
You'd have to get the PCB. You'd have to get the ROM. Oh, this is like backlight. This is like, if you have a bad backlight. It's like, you could build the main board. It would be...
No, just like cobble together just parts from all different iPhones.
Oh, yeah, that's not so bad. Like, it's all monolithic. Like, this is the...
Yeah, it's more like Lego.
This is the main board. Like, for example, like, how did they get this image? Was it like a PCB manufacturer that, like, smuggled this out? Kind of a weird thing, right? 'Cause it's just the raw Gerber image. Like, why would they have this? But
I wonder what the resale rights are if you were to build an iPhone from scratch from all the components from Shenzhen and you were to start selling them. And you wouldn't call it an iPhone, you would just say this is I just got all the parts and I sold it.
This is so cool.
Like an artisanal Etsy phone.
This is, I think, all the grounds. All the gray things are ground. Look at that. Look how packed that is. It's amazing. It just doesn't get any more packed than that.
Yeah.
And there you go. This is like the full. This I think is from iFixit. I think they took because it is coloring. That's the style that they have. So they probably. This is like all stolen. It's like the most stolen thing.
Adaphone.
Super cool. Super cool stuff. Okay. Yeah, and then there's like weird techniques.
What's that?
And this is when you scrape away through layers of the PCB. So it's a 6-layer PCB, but you can scrape down.
You could choose your own adventure. Watch out.
It's a little intense, not quite for me. I like resistance points, check.
Yeah.
Points to check. Okay, here's like.
Wow, this is like hey, welcome to my home.
Hey, this is like
a
an
hotel room or
apartment.
something.
Yeah, it's a hotel or an apartment, and they're just fixing. They're fixing phones. I guess this is the CPU 668 Club or something.
Yeah.
But like, they fix 1 or 2 phones. Okay, you get food. Maybe it is a group because it looks like you can rent a room. It looks like an ad for a room, and they're like, there's a gym, and then you get beer and noodles, and then you also get a quick 861 DW rework station. You get one of these microscopes.
It's like photos of our apartment. Because I give you noodles.
And this is main boards. So I guess another thing they probably do is, you have like thousands of main boards that you can try to repair, or that like parts that work and parts that don't. Tools that they use.
I think it might be an advertisement of like, hey, come join us. Join the resistance.
It's definitely, you're better off having multiple people because then you have different skill sets. Like one person's really good at like the UV stuff, one person, because there's just so much to know. Like if you have one person who's good at Android, one person who's really good at like iPhone 4, iPhone 6, you can handle anything that comes
This is
up.
like a Zagat book for engineers. Hey, look at all the stuff you're going to do, and here's your accommodations.
Oh, and they have, I guess, a special, looks like a program that they wrote. There's a software program that you can click on different problems, and it will say, like, damage caused by light on right side of the screen without lights. And it'll point out, like, which pins to check out. Camera power supply, damage caused by not taking pictures. Can tear down U2301, C2345 from C1207 wiring. So like fixes and stuff. Fingerprint failure.
Yeah.
Like a good fingerprint sensor failure.
All right.
So that'd be pretty cool software. Oh, here it is. They have like
Camp iPhone.
they have the full exposed.
What tool do you
They
think they
redrew
use?
it or something in
Is that Eagle?
EagleCAD. No, it looks like
Altium?
Altium, but I don't know that the iPhone would be developed in Altium, so they may have redrawn it. I can imagine it wouldn't be Altium. I think it would be like something else. I mean, it could be, but I'd imagine it would be OrCAD or something.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Just as a heads up, we have some microscopes coming. We're gonna. Oh, look at that! It's like a Adafruit logo. Hey.
yeah, hi.
Hey.
Well, it's a little.
Hey,
cross.
this book was okay until I saw
And
that.
there's like soldering iron and
Look, don't take our logo.
I guess a USB key or something you can get. Anyways, this is pretty cool.
All right, so why don't you show some pages from the bunny books? Because like, if you didn't want to if you actually want to do some stuff, these books are better.
Yeah, so if you're actually like, well, I want to know about it without knowing about it.
Well, like the iPhone book, it's a collectible. I mean, that's why we have it.
Yeah, the iPhone book is kind of the most interesting. But this is Bunny's book, which also covers stuff like, how to fix iPhones and MediaTek ICs and like low-cost cell phone sourcing, fake chips. So this is this is sort of where I was inspired, because like Bunny was talking about the guy who does these videos, and that's why I was inspired to maybe try to pick up a iPhone book. Because I think in here he talks somewhere about like how, like I think in the Guanxi or Guangzhou, whatever the. Hold on. He had a chapter about like the Shenzhen. What's it called again? The Shenzhen like hacker spirit.
Oh yeah, I forgot the name.
I forgot that name
Oh,
too.
website.
Gonkai. So, this is. He talks about like he broke his screen and he went to one of these like places that fix the screen for like a couple bucks. And intellectual property in China is different, yeah. Well, you can buy a book with the iPhone schematics. And like I don't think Apple can do anything about it.
What are they going to say? Like, we're not going to make stuff there anymore?
Oh, Shanzhai. That's the word. So, cool stuff. Anyways, that's what I had to show. So pick up the Hardware Hacker.
Yeah, and then can you show his other book? It's on your desk there. So this is the map. This is the Zelda quest map. Like, if you want to go and like find all this, you can actually do it.
Yeah, this is how you ask people to sell you a book with the iPhone schematics. So resistors and LEDs and translation training. So you could probably use this with that iPhone book if you wanted to translate some of the terms. Might be tough. Again, if I could get a PDF of that, it would be sweet. But I think a PDF is probably hard to get. They probably, because they watermark it, and it's very valuable. Although it wasn't very expensive. I think it was only $20 or so. But if it was PDFable, like they wouldn't be able to sell any books at all. So I don't know how easy it is to get a PDF of that iPhone book.
Yeah, I got one, and Kim Kardashian was on the cover. I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's it. That's the disc.
update.
That's the disc of Lady Ada for tonight. Lady Ada. This is what we're doing.
iPhone fixing
We're
time.
gonna just read data sheets until we fall asleep.
I'm just gonna go to bed. I'm done.
Yeah.
Check out cpu668.com. I
Yeah.
don't know. Pick up one of these books. I mean, like you're not able to get them again.
It's super fun. I like walking around the Apple Store with one.
It's totally nerd sniping. Like
Well-
if you ever want to trap an engineer, we're just gonna give them this book. Like they
Yeah.
they will be paralyzed for 3 hours. They'll just
What's
be like,
fun is
"Ah."
to make a Genius Bar appointment and just show up with a bag of like parts and this book and say I got Apple Care, and just stand there. It's a fun Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, that's it.
Thanks for watching.
We'll be doing some more. We'll be doing some more Desk of Lady Ada. I got so many surprise. I've been working on so many video stuff. You folks are gonna love what's about to happen. You thought we broadcast a lot before. You thought you saw factory stuff before.
Practice.
You thought you saw house cats before.
Yeah, the cat. He was here and he ran away.
MOSFET can see green, and when he sees the green screen, he's like, "I'm
Yeah,
out of
now
here."
he's out of here.
He's like, "I'm out of here because I know what they're gonna do to me."
I don't know if they can see color, but I think he still knows.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Later, folks.
Later, folks.
Good to see everybody. Thanks for all the kind words and support. It actually helps us get through every single week. Thank you.
Bye.
Later.